Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to apply caulking over a layer of pre-existing caulking. Now, I would not recommend doing this for many situations, but for this specific bathtub, I am in a situation where applying a new layer of caulking over the old layer of caulking will actually help. So I will be applying a new layer of caulking over this section right over here. So let's get right to it. So you will need a caulking gun, just like that one right there. You will also need a tube of caulking, just like that right there. I'm using 100% silicone caulking because that is what I prefer, but it's completely up to you. You will also need a little container that is full of water so that you can dip your finger in and use your wet finger to smooth out what you have applied. And you will also need some paper towel to wipe things up. And that's basically it. Let's get right to it. Alright, so you're going to want to make sure that the area that you are working on is completely dry. So this area that I will be working on over here is completely dry. Now once you have ensured that it is dry and clean and free of any debris, you can actually get your tube of caulking and put it in the caulking gun. So I'm going to take my tube of caulking right here, I'm going to pierce it so that it is ready to be used, and then I'm going to put it in the caulking gun. Alright, so I have placed the tube of caulking in the caulking gun and I have pierced it so it is completely ready to use. Now what you're going to want to do is very, very slowly squeeze the handle of the caulking gun and apply a very, very thin layer of caulking along the area. So you're not going to want to go too thick because there is already caulking there. So you're not going to want to, create a really thick layer of caulking, just a very thin layer. So I'm barely even squeezing the handle until I see some of the material come out, barely squeezing it at all. And let's see, there we go, we're good to go. So now as you can see, the caulking is coming out. I am slowly and gradually moving the tube of caulking in the caulking gun along the area, and I am barely putting any pressure on the lever of the caulking gun. So it's a very slow process. It's not, it's not a race. You're not trying to get it done ASAP. And to do an entire side of the bathtub will still only take you about a minute. So I mean, there's no need to rush. Be very slow and precise. So I'm just going along the edge of the bathtub, applying a very thin layer of caulking. Alright, now that I have applied a very thin layer of caulking along the area right here, I'm going to take my little container of water, I'm going to dip my finger in the water, and I'm going to use that wet finger to smooth out what I have applied, okay? Just use that finger to smooth it out. And the key is that if you wet your finger, the caulking will not really stick to it. So that is the key. You need to keep your finger wet and just run a smooth bead along the caulking that you have applied. And if you have excess material just like this, I'm going to use my paper towel. So I'm going to take a piece of paper towel just like this, and I'm going to wipe it off. And paper towel allows the caulking to come off your finger really easily. So I'm just going to continue doing that until I have completed the whole area, dipping my finger in water and smoothing out the caulking that I have applied. And as you can see, now that I have dipped my finger in the water and used that wet finger to smooth out the caulking, it looks pretty good and it will definitely do its job. And it's literally that simple. The entire process didn't even take that long, and it allowed me to save some money by doing it myself instead of having to hire someone to do it. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.